Batteau, Robin Batteau. Welcome to Chateau Batteau. Bienvenidos. Mi casa es su casa. I'm Robin Batteau, your host here at WPKN, world's coolest radio station at 89.5 FM out of burgeoning Bridgeport, Connecticut. And we've got on the phone here, Janie Barnett. Janie, are you there?
I am. I don't hear you as great as I could, Robin. Did you just move your mouthpiece?
I just moved the mouthpiece back more to your the phone, perfect. And less to the microphone. But I'll try.
Okay.
I've got both. I've got both now. I'm working two mics, so hang on one second. We're going to get this together. Oh, now I can. Now I can just talk into the microphone. I'm always a novice at this because I do it so seldom, and it's great to have you on, Janie.
It's my privilege, my dear.
Oh well, I'm delighted. I was delighted to take part in your album, and have been delighted to play it every time that I've been on the air here at WPKN. 89.5 FM
wonderful.
Out of Bridgeport.
I couldn't do an album without the Robin Batteau fiddle on board. It just couldn't happen.
Well, of course. That goes without saying.
Definitely.
So you're off on vacation now. You're on the vineyard.
I'm on Martha's Vineyard. I've been coming here since I was a toddler, a wee pup.
Oh.
And I know some people think of Martha's Vineyard as where the hoi polloi go, but in fact, it's mostly made up of people who just like piece it together so they can get here every year from birth. And we all extended family piles into a dump of a house, and we cook and we enjoy each other.
The show just before this, they were talking about it's an architecture show, and they were talking about the other place, the other living place, the cabin in the Adirondacks, or the house where everybody just sort of jams together and spends some time in the summer to be a family and be an extended family.
That's right. And if you didn't do it, you might not see that extended family enough these days.
Yeah, you might. Indeed. Hey, let's play a tune and let people reacquaint themselves with Janie Barnett.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to turn you down and turn you up. So just be there. We'll be back.
Got it. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Great.
This trip around the sun in a single day. It's a good, crazy thing to fly this way.
Wow, love that. Love that song. Good crazy thing. And so are you.
Wow.
A good crazy thing.
These days, that's what I like to think of myself as. Not so clear-headed and in a good way.
You know, I think we're all there, and I think, you know, there was that false ending at the third minute, and then the song comes back, and it reminds me that, you know, we've both been through sort of false endings in the past few years, and come back and the same, and just be the same person, you know, and draw from that experience, you know, of the almost end. And,
the almost end. Yes.
It's you know,
and I think when you have an almost end, and you sort of you sort of walk out of the blaze back into, you know, the clear air, and you kind of have a few new ideas about what it means to live a good life. Sure.
I played Warren Zevon's album "Enjoy Every Sandwich," you know, the title of which is as clear as you get about what to do with one's life, and
that's right.
It's you know, I think it's definitely informed your songwriting. It's made, you know, it makes you a little bit of a different person. It's like you've added somebody.
No doubt. Well, I think you know, when you a lot of us start out, we're really definitive. We feel that we're definitive about how we're going to run our lives, how we're going to make art, how we're going to, you know, be a family person.
We're sure of every note, you know.
We're sure of every note. We're sure of every word. We're invested in keeping the words exactly as they popped out. And then later on, you go, I'm just going to jump off this cliff for a minute and see if my little legs keep going. Yeah, exactly. And it feels so much better. We're
talking to Janie Barnett, the singer-songwriter of this wonderful new album, "You See This River." She's out seeing the ocean, and this weekend. And you know, as we all should get out there and take part of it and enjoy the sandwich of the ocean as well.
There you go. The sandwich of the ocean. That nasty smell, that good smell, anything you can find, you can pick up, a little half a clam, all of that.
All of that stuff. All of that. And let's hear another Janie song. This is a Sweet Thursday. And I'll mute you, Janie. I'll mute our phone call.
Just trust me today. Don't slip away till we have our say, 'cause it could go either way. I'm gonna be where you are. I bring a moon and I bring a star, and that sweater from the back of your car. On a sweet Thursday, we could sway in a mandolin play. On a sweet Thursday, no love don't conquer much, it's true, but it could bring some comfort to this Thursday. Did you know it wouldn't matter? All that capital spent on a whole lot of nothing just doesn't matter. Sweet Thursday, we could swing, we could sway, and the mandolin play. Sweet Thursday, now love don't conquer much. It's true that it could bring some comfort to this.
And that's what we should call today, Sweet Thursday, as we
That's
should call
right.
every time I'm on. It should be my theme song right there.
And who was that playing that beautiful fiddle?
Oh, I don't know, some crazy guy. You know, I loved Larry's out of idiom banjo playing. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
That's Larry
He
Saltzman.
loves it when I insist he play banjo, even though he's not a banjo player.
You know, that's when you get such interesting things. Like I think my brother was telling me that, you know, sometimes in L.A., he was a songwriter in L.A., and that guys will just switch instruments to their least instrument and
That's right.
do another cut, and you get totally different ideas, totally different.
Very surprising things.
Yeah, very surprising
Yeah,
things.
that's why sometimes, even though everyone I play with reads music beautifully, sometimes they ask about the chords that are on the page, and I just take the page away. It's like, forget about the chart. You're just going to wing it and guess.
Right.
Something kind of fun's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if you do it at the wrong time, Michael Golub, helping out with the engineering, will make sure that it gets placed where it fits. You know, we'll just take
right.
that little banjo line and put it right over here.
And fly it over here.
You know,
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's hard for me to imagine ever doing a record without Michael. He's sort of part of the team. He's a full-fledged part of the team.
and another survivor. You know, and another fake
That's
ending.
right.
You know, false ending.
That's right.
And born again kind of character.
A born again, yes, in one sense of the word, yes.
So, what do you think? Is there something that you're going to do on the vineyard that's just different from what you usually do? What you've done every summer?
You know, the vineyard is all about family and food and cooking.
Sure.
Although,
a lot of corn on the cob and
oh yeah,
besides the lobster.
picking your teeth at the table, all that good stuff.
We're talking to Janie Barnett at here on WPKN at Chateau Batteau. I'm Robin Batteau, and she's Janie Barnett, and I played on her album, and it's great. And we're playing a lot of tunes from it today. Go on, Janie.
You know, Robin, if I could, I want to say something about that tune you played, Sweet Thursday, because the title came from a book I read every year. This little book by John Steinbeck called Sweet Thursday.
Wow.
He wrote two little novels that Cannery Row, and then he wrote a sequel a few years later called Sweet Thursday. And it's really about what we were talking about earlier, about just people who have one way or another figured out how to just live every day, every minute, you know, with a little bit of joy, you know, like your song, Choose Joy, in every step of the way. And even when there's a catastrophe, they just sit around and swing their legs and go, that was interesting, you know. And I just love what he found. And so I've been trying for 20 years to write a song titled Sweet Thursday.
After this show, I'm going right to the library, picking it up.
Oh, my God, you haven't read it? Yeah, you got to start with
I may have read it in 6th grade, you know, when it was assigned, but I had no idea what he was talking about. And now it's time to read those books, you know, when
That's right.
when you can kind of experience with the book what this older person writing the book was talking about.
Exactly.
You know,
and there's a lot of laughs.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I can't say that there's a book that I read every year, but I think there's a book that I think about every year, which is The Once and Future King. which Marty Robinson turned me on to back in '86, and I've just often thought about that. It ends with it's the Arthurian legend, and it ends with the sort of the puzzle in mind that here we are at a better time, a kind of democracy, and a kind of meritocracy, and where instead of the more powerful person just beheading the less powerful person in a dispute, they have lawyers, and the lawyers argue, and that's how it's decided. It's by the judge, a judge in front of lawyers, and the thing that's concerning is, well, then whoever gets the best lawyer wins.
That's right.
Whoever gets that really the best different?
Chopper.
It's and that's sort of a puzzle that we live today as we see injustice in America and around the world, where those who are in luck, stay in luck, basically.
That's right.
And we want to, and it's just too smug to think that because we have this privileged place, that there isn't this massive injustice that's affecting the most of us, and the injustice, of course, is why we're not both on top of the charts right now. But it's we'll fix that with this record.
I could talk about that, but maybe it is a good kind of winning to not be part of that world, Robin, as artists.
It's interesting. I mean, the rebirth comes with the you couldn't be less concerned about where you are on the charts.
That's right.
When you come back. And we're talking about coming back from cancer, of course. And I'm Robin Batteau, and we're talking to Janie Barnett, whose wonderful new album we've been featuring. We're at WPKN 89.5 FM out of Virginia Bridgeport, Connecticut. And, Janie's just the kind of artist that's championed by a station like WPKN, because what she does, she just does out of love and conviction. And that's what we try. That's what everybody's doing here. It'll engender more love and conviction instead of engendering more songs for money, I guess.
Right.
Something,
songs for money. Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, right. But it's as they say on Seinfeld. I love that. It's when we start out, Janie and I go back. Janie was my vocal teacher and my secretary, and she was, and I would hire her to sing jingles, and we've just been great friends, and our family members have been friends. So it's really been a wonderful time. Are Meg and A Squared there with you, or?
Yes. Well, A Squared was here. She went back to Maine, and Meg is here. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, listen.
Yeah.
Keep enjoying. Keep choosing joy, and let's choose.
That's right.
Let's choose. Let's choose Buy That Thing. Speaking of,
that's going to give us something to talk about.
Song for money. I got to put you on mute again. I'll talk to you.
Okay, honey.
Talk to you shortly.
Quicker than gin. okay. He don't care, says I accent. Oh, but in dark gonna rock away. Don't want my driver's license, don't want my name. He want a story, I got plenty to say. He want my money now, I got nothing. He want my money now, I got nothing. Now I got nothing.
So, what was the first 45 you bought?
The first 45 I bought was Reflections by the Supremes.
Wow, cool.
What was the first 45 you bought?
You know, I'm thinking of I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You from Aretha, but I'm not sure. That just came to mind, and it wasn't the song that made me want to just do this for life.
Right.
rather than
And I
for
don't
a
think
living.
Reflections was either, but another one was Red Rubber Ball. Remember that one?
Sure, that was a great
That was
one.
a good 45. Yeah, I think I
That was
bought
a
it at
good-
Murphy's.
It was a good
Yeah.
45, and I think a couple of our jingle brethren were involved in that record.
I think you're right.
It's just one of those funny, and Paul Simon, I think, was a writer on that.
Yes. That was a brilliant record, let's face it.
and a brilliant choice with your 99 cents. Well done, Janie.
Yeah, thank you.
So, it's that song kind of refers to Virginia in a couple of ways.
Yeah,
and you're a Virginia
so
girl.
I'm a Virginia girl, and we have a lot of gun shows in Virginia.
Yeah.
And where there's a gun show loophole.
Wow.
And that's what it turns out I might have been a little too oblique on my lyrics, although I stand behind them, but it turns out I sometimes have to explain the song. And if
That's what
you will
intros
let me-
and radio
Exactly.
investigations
If you will let
are.
me, I will tell a little story, which is
Okay.
that there was something going around on Facebook about a young man, I think he was about 15, and he attached a little camera to his lapel, and he went in a convenience store, and he tried to buy a lotto ticket, and they wouldn't let him because he was underage. And then he went to another store, and he tried to buy porn, and they wouldn't let him, underage. Then he went into a liquor store trying to buy, his a fifth of vodka, and of course they wouldn't let him. And then he went to a gun show, and he left with the gun. So,
Wow.
what are we going to say about that? I mean, he must have had a fake ID, but there were not too many questions asked, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
I don't like to run around. Like I did a wonderful interview with a fella down in Chapel Hill, Art Menius, who runs a show called The Revolution Starts Here. And it's a fantastic show. And I thought twice about just saying, got to get rid of all the guns. But I do feel strongly that we better do a better job with the background checks. And my state of Virginia, apparently there's a lot of guns that end up on the streets of Brooklyn for no apparent reason. Yeah.
Wow. How it's a sadness. It's such a sadness. It's such an anti-mitzvah. It's like it couldn't be sadder.
It couldn't be sadder.
And those poor misled kids in the Charlottesville riot. It's just a tragedy. I mean, they've all got great things to do and great lives to live, and somehow they've been turned to the dark side. And
turn to the dark side. That's right.
It's I guess the amount of reinforcement is just so extraordinary that kids are drawn to it, just like they're drawn to anything,
Well, right, and it's also that our communities across our country are so insulated more and more. I mean, every kind of community. You stick to your own. More and more as time goes on. We're just sticking to our own, and then we're not learning from each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. Although I am encouraged by the amount of intermarriage there is in America. It's apparently it's it's more common than not. You're less likely to marry someone who's just like you than ever before, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's just great. Oh boy. Well, let's say it with music. Let's play another Janie Barnett song. I'm Robin Batteau. This is WPKN 89.5 FM, Bridgeport, Connecticut. And here's Walk It Out to You.
Some days it makes sense that we're apart. Some days I just lay around in bed. I know you've had my number from the start. Long before the ruins in my head, I've been told the pain is meant to teach. We're so hot, the lie is sounding true. Drop to water just outside your reach. The junk inside my head is rotted through, rotted through. So I'm walking out to you, rotted through. So I'm walking out to you. I can't drive the car this late at night, but I don't trust my eyes to see the door. It's not the years, it's something that ain't right. Gather up my heart that's on the floor, on the floor. Gonna walk it out the door, on the floor, on the floor. So I'm walking out the door. Once you said I think we'll call this love.
brings me to tears. What
That's
such
that's
a
a
song.
heartbreaker. Even I cry sometimes when I sing that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
Janie Barnett,
but
this isn't a good time for tears. This is a time for laughter and kissing the beach. You know, I want you to
They're good
enjoy,
tears,
enjoy, and make the most out of Martha and her vineyard. And the more you enjoy, the more joy you engender in the world.
It's so true, and it's not real joy unless you've got your family of your community around you, and everybody's feeling the joy.
So true.
Yeah.
So, Janie, it's been great to talk to you. I'll let you go. Hilariously, Janie's at the gym in Martha's Vineyard, and
You got to get a little sweat in so you can eat more lobster. That's all I got to say.
I like the way you think, Barnett. I like the way you think. Love you so much. Have a great time.
Robin, I love you. You're the best surrogate brother I could ever hope for.
Okay,
I'm telling
sis.
you.
All right.
All right.
You be good.
Thank you for having me, and love to all your listeners.
And hugs and kisses all around to the family and friends and pals and this and that.
Likewise. Okay, Mother.
Bye-bye.